at the game that the Chippewas last played, and that was on Saturday against Lawrence Tech University. And Devin, that was a pretty rough game.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough game, Reagan. The Chippewas were outshot, outnumbered, and pretty much dominated by their MCHC East rivals. Lawrence Tech opened the scoring in that one. In the first, it was Mitchell Sailmeyer from Adam Parker scoring first at 2:15. And really, that just set the tone of the game for Lawrence Tech, as they would score 2 minutes later once again to go up 2-0. And from there on, it snowballed for the Chips.
Yeah, it certainly did. They would get one goal before the end of the period. It was Christopher Martin on a power play. He went from end to end before firing a shot past the Lawrence Tech goaltender to bring the Chippewas back within one. But from there, it was all downhill. Colin Clark extended the lead to 3-1 just a minute and 8 into the second period before Adam Parker and Tyler Drummey finished out the hockey game. But more importantly, is at least as it concerns tonight, Devin, there were a couple suspensions that came in that latter half.
That there were. Reagan's back with Hayden Flynn. A lot of new guys stepping up there for the Chips.
Yeah, a lot of their fourth liners stepping up here tonight, and we'll hope they can certainly contribute here tonight. Taking a look around the MCHC, the final standings go thusly. Lawrence Tech with 13 games played at a 10-0-3 record, 23 points on the campaign. Losses to Central Michigan's 4 and Saginaw Valley's 4 see them at the number 5 spot. Oakland and Michigan Flint round out the MCHC with a 3-7-0-2 and an 0-12 record, respectively. Devin, what's on the slate here this weekend for the MCHC East playoffs?
For the first round of the playoffs, Reagan, it's Central and Adrian kicking us off tonight. Then the next game will be Saginaw Valley State, the number 3 seeded team, taking on Oakland University. Oakland notably had a decent end to the season with a tie against Central Michigan, and notably Saginaw Valley really ended the year in a very dismal way, losing to the unranked Davenport team that Central dominated in their opening weekend series of this regular season. So that game coming up after this one at 7:05 p.m. Michigan takes on Michigan Flint, the number 2 and number 7 seeds. After that, that's set for 8:30 here. And this is the East Division Quarterfinals of the MCHC tournament. And we'll give you the West tournament standings, but that's all we have, or the slate for the Western Division games coming up here soon. But that's how we look for the MCHC East. Now, we'll look at our 2 teams here today once again. Central Michigan coming into tonight with the most ties in all 3 ACHA divisions with 6. The record for the most ties in a regular season, Reagan, was 9 with Robert Morris back in the 2009 season. The Chippewas are 3 away from that, and now that it's playoff time, they certainly cannot tie in any way now anymore, so they're going to have to step up in the one tie in their last 10 games. And since 14-15, Central Michigan leads this series with 9 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie. And notably, as I mentioned, they split this series earlier this year.
Yeah, taking a look back at that series history, as Devin mentioned, teams went 1-1 respectively in the regular season series against each other, with both teams winning on the road. Central Michigan beat Adrian 4-1 at Arrington Ice Arena on December 9th, before on December 11th, the Adrian Bulldogs came into town and handed the Central Michigan Chippewas what was then their second loss of the campaign. Since the 14-15 campaign, Central Michigan is 9-6-1 against the Adrian Bulldogs, so they've had a pretty decent advantage over the Bulldogs, but they have kept it even, has Adrian. This is the first time these 2 teams have met in the playoffs since the regional tournament back in 2015-16, so this should be a heated battle here tonight between 2 teams that have not seen each other in a long time on the ice.
Take a look now at our players to watch, presented by CMHIceHockey.com. And for the Chippewas, we'll start with Andrew Porzondik. Folks, through his 23 games this season, 10 wins, 11 assists, 21 points. He is one of 3 players on this team with 20 total points, and he has now points in 6 of his last 7 games, with 3 of those being multi-point nights. The sophomore is going to have to step up big for a Chippewa group that has struggled to see their upperclassmen step up on the scoring chart. And speaking of upperclassmen, Brennan Martin is our other player to watch. Through 22 games, 7 goals, 10 assists, good enough for 17 total points. He's the point leading all time for defensemen and ranks among other scoring categories top in club history for defensemen. And I'll tell you what, the captain from Novi, Michigan, Reagan, playing in now his 4th MCHC tournament and his last one as a Chippewa and as a ACHA player. He's going to look to have a good playoff to send off his career heading into the national tournament. On the other side of the ice, Dominic Malone will be our player to watch for Adrian. He is a team leader in points, assists. In 3 games this year, with wins, he has 3+ assists, good enough for 4 assists in the series against Trine. And Evan Bliss is the other player to watch. 24 games, 13 goals, 9 assists, 23 total points. He's a team leader in points, and he has 6 multi-point games this season.
Yeah, taking a look now at our keys to the game. For Central Michigan, they need to play as a unit. They've had trouble doing that over this second semester. It's been a lot of individual play. We saw that especially on display in Florida in those 2 tough games for Central Michigan. They've struggled to do that all year, and they really need to get it together, at least in terms of a unit here and in the MCHC East playoffs. They also need to keep blocking shots. They've been doing a great job of that in front of Thomas Rofe throughout the year, but they need to continue that here tonight, and they need to let him see some shots, but they need to help him out as much as they can on the defensive end.
Good point about that, Reagan. The defense has been a storyline all season, as that penalty kill group made up of Aiden Gazdecki, Keegan Moore, and Ben Rychuk have been fantastic. With Rychuk out of the lineup tonight, they're going to need those big body forwards, notably Keelan Baker, as well as Jacob St. Andre to step up and get in front of the crease to block shots. And Thomas Rofe has been excellent. The second leading goaltender in save percentage in the ACHA Division 3 this season has been phenomenal, and they're going to need to be good for him. And the last point, Reagan, that we both talked about before this is this team needs to have fun and let loose a bit. They are coming off a tough loss, their first loss this season by one or more goals against Lawrence Tech. In every other game, they've only lost by a deficit of 1. And for a team that now coming into playoff time has a high expectation getting to the national tournament, they need to have a little bit more fun out on the ice and play as a unit, having fun. If pending a loss tonight, this could be the final game of the regular season, pending if the national tournament rankings don't work out for them. So if this is your last game, and hopefully it's not, if the Chippewas can win this one and move on in the tournament, that they can have fun as a unit, and with a lot of graduating seniors, they can let loose a bit and have some fun out there. Maybe talk a bit on the bench and just play all around good hockey.
Yeah, certainly. Taking a look finally at our light the lamp. Joe has Owen Campbell here tonight. Tristan has Charlie Hayes. Devin, who do you have?
I had tonight Isaac Gibbs, the freshman from Novi, Michigan, leads the team in points and goals. And I think Isaac Gibbs in his first playoffs is going to look to prove something. He hasn't gotten on the board in a couple of good chances in the Lawrence Tech series, and he struggled in the Michigan series as well. So I think Isaac Gibbs is going to have something to prove here tonight, and he's going to be my light the lamp.
Yeah, and I went with Brendan Martin, the leading point getter on the defensive side of things for Central Michigan. He has been phenomenal all year, a great leader on and off the ice, and hopefully he can get some points here tonight. Well, that does it for our pregame coverage here from Midland Civic Arena. We'll step aside, but stand by. It's the Chippewas and the Bulldogs in the MCHC Division Quarterfinals coming up next.
starting netminders ahead of this East Division quarterfinal game. Dylan Zelko for the Adrian Bulldogs, 20 games this season, has been phenomenal with a .911 save percentage, an unregistered 3.02 goals against average. This year has been phenomenal, 9 wins, 9 losses. He will need to be phenomenal in this one tonight to help out his team. Thomas Rove is the other goaltender tonight. 20 games this season, 10 wins, 4 losses, 4 ties on the year. .928 save percentage, good enough for second in the ACHA Division 3. And with a 2.59 goals against average, he is playing in his third MCHC tournament.
Thanks, Devin. Chippewas will head left to right across your radio dial wearing their gold home uniforms with maroon numbers, maroon pants, maroon helmets, and gold socks. Adrian will counter right to left wearing their black road uniforms with gold numerals and gold and white trim. Face off at center. We are underway. Jacob St. Andre picks it up for the Chippewas. Long stretch pass ahead, taken there on the near side. Working down there's Daniel Burnett. It's Bennett, Bliss, Lewinsky, Pinot, and Barrett out there for the Adrian Bulldogs. The Chippewas have St. Andre, Campbell, Gibbs, Martin, and Cooper. Thrown down behind the Adrian net to our right. Jordan Cooper picks it up on the near side. St. Andre keeps it in right, points. It's a fluttering shot going wide. Owen Campbell picks it up in the far corner. Isaac Gibbs behind the net, couldn't get to it, and here's Daniel Burnett working it up the near side. First attempt to clear it out was denied, and the Bulldogs eventually get it through and back to the Chippewa end. Across the way, it's Christopher Martin. Cross-ice pass off the half wall, picked up by Jordan Cooper. He's over the line. Cooper, home move in, pass across. Looking in, feeding in front, they score! What a quick strike for the Chippewas. It's Owen Campbell on the back door, 1-0 at 58 seconds into the game.
Man, great transition out of their own zone, Reagan. They came all the way back from Jordan Cooper and Owen Campbell there helping out with St. Andre. And with all of this open ice here, Reagan, the Olympic sheet here at the Civic Midland Center, this is allowing all of the transition and speed to come out. You can move this puck all over the ice and have a lot of free shots in the net right there, and it was a wide open back door there for Campbell to put it home. Now his first of his playoff career. Just a minute in right now, the Chippewas are up 1-0 in this East Division quarterfinal.
It's a great start for Central Michigan. They needed that here, and they let up the first goal in both of those Adrian contests, include the win and the loss. But they managed to come back in the first game. They weren't able to come back in that second one.
And you know what, Reagan? Central struggled mightily with their transitions against Lawrence Tech. They really could not get the puck out of their own zone and set up shop for any sort of offensive attacks, notably in that third period. With open ice, they can set up stuff like that right in the slot area and just go to work.
Yeah, Simon Sully with a great bid there from the high slot on a one-timer. It was turned aside by Dylan Zelko, the Canadian. He's a senior netminder for the Adrian Bulldogs. He's been playing very well all campaign, and he was beat on the first shot of the game for the Chippewas there. Now here's Joey Simon Sully cutting through neutral ice, gains the red line and dumps it in behind Zelko. Back there to play it is Evan Thomas behind the net. He had it knocked away, and the Bulldogs get a good pass from the Chippewas to go out to center ice, but Chippewas regaining, get it back behind Zelko. And then here's side, here's Julian Johnson backhanding across the way. Joey Patterson bumped up against the boards across the way. Puck's pinned up there. Justin McComas couldn't get it out, and it's flipped back out to center ice. Sent in wide of Zelko, picked up on the near half wall by Julian Johnson. Takes his man down. Bulldogs intercept a pass in the near side. It's Austin Brinning there to pick it up. Behind the net, Patterson decks his man Julian Johnson, and Keegan Moore steps on the puck and falls down. Here's Thomas flinging it onto the near side. Alex Lasky kept it in right point. Keegan Moore works it up top for Alex Lasky. A wrist shot from the point. That went wide of Zelko and ricochets across the way. Working down, there's Jacob Kosnick will play it off the half wall down low to Johnson. Johnson feeding it out in front, intercepted there by Baruki, and it's played in the far corner. Baruki goes down, and the Chippewas regain control. Jacob Kosnick lost the puck. It worked through the slot and into the near corner.
You know, Reagan, one thing about all this open ice is the Chips are going to have to work a lot harder to get to those low areas as the shots on net there from Hayden Flynn. They're going to have to work a lot harder to get down low and skate, because with all this open ice, you can easily flip a puck out to the centering zone, and it makes life tough when you have to skate all of this ice. The positioning has to be better for the Chippewas. They need to get to the center ice area more, move their feet, and good things will come from that.
Now the Bulldogs win a defensive zone draw, and here's Ryan Pinto up right wing. Over the line, good poke check there by Christopher Martin. The Chippewas intercept the puck. Up through center ice. This puck could go far enough rising, but it's waved off as it was ruled that Lewinsky took a lackadaisical path to the puck. Now moving up, here's Ryan Pinto over the line into the slot. Let a shot go. Blockered away by Rofe to the near corner. Working in there's Evan Bliss behind the net to his teammate. Now they feed it out in front off St. Andre's stick. The save, the rebound is held on to by Thomas Rofe with 3:55 gone here in the opening period of play.
That's a great chance for Adrian, the first one, because Ryan Pinto's able to get to that low slot area and get a shot on. But really what it's doing is creating those rebound chances once again. It's been a story all year for the Chips, trying to get shots on the goaltender Rofe and keep it going. And you talk about a team this year that's struggled in the scoring category, Adrian, and in the penalty minutes. They absolutely need to get to those areas and make it tough for Rofe in the second chances.
They certainly need to do that. Here over the lines, Jordan Cooper will throw it down behind Dylan Zelko. Owen Campbell picks it up across the way. Campbell worked over from behind, but the Chippewas able to keep it in. Here's Campbell feeding it out in front. A saucer pass was deflected off the stick of Daniel Burnett and back out to center ice.
Man, St. Andre could have had an open chance because he had all of the Adrian players way down low, and he could have got to the slow slot area to cut. And it's been a struggle for the Chippewas, really, Reagan, is taking these wide turns and not really getting to this low slot areas quick enough. It's something they need to pick up on in here because right now their positioning is all over.
Yeah. Adrian Bulldogs pick it up behind the net. Long stretch pass intended for Vincent Sansoni. It was deflected out of midair. The Chippewas regained control. This will be waved off as Zelko came out of his net. Icing would have been the call had the Canadian netminder stayed in his net. It's played back out to center across the ray. It's sent out through center by Charlie Hayes. Intercepted by the Bulldogs. And they get it back to center. Here's Sansoni over the line. Sansoni, good pickpocket there by Porzondik, and he'll throw it behind the net to his defensive partner, Charlie Hayes. Just over 5 minutes gone here in this opening period. Chippewas lead 1-0 off of an early Owen Campbell goal 55 seconds into the contest. It's worked out through center ice. Here's Joey Patterson, the defenseman, and the senior for the Bulldogs will flip that puck in behind Thomas Rofe. Charlie Hayes collects in the near corner, working it up to Nadeau. A long stretch pass, catches Porzondik in over the line. He lost the puck on the deke, though, but he works it back free. He'll work it to Nadeau in the right circle, but he had it knocked away, and it's cleared out by the Bulldogs.
You know, Reagan, one thing we're going to notice tonight, we've talked about it all year, once again, is the stretch passes. Central is one of those teams that always tries to catch guys in the neutral zone on breaks, and with a lot of open ice, you can do just that a lot easier than the tightly confined NHL ice. And right here, I mean, they had a nice one set up there for Jordan Cooper. That'll be the first of many we'll see tonight.
Yeah, it's certainly not only for the defenses makes it a little bit more of a challenge, but also for the netminders. They've got a little bit further to traverse across the blue line with pucks coming up there, and it's just a little bit different of an angle for netminders around. Now a pass out in front off the stick of Zelko, and the Bulldogs move back the other way. Moving up over the line, here's Barrett. He had the puck knocked away from him, but Evan Bliss picks it up left corner. Working behind the net, Keegan Moore back defensively for the Chippewas. Gets it up to the point, but not out. Near side, Bennett. Bennett walking the line, will chase the loose puck to the near corner, throw it down low, but it's gloved out of the air by the Chippewas. Here's Keegan Moore, pass through center ice, through Julian Johnson. We'll move it ahead to Kosnick. Kosnick couldn't control the puck, and a Bulldog clearing attempt went off of a body. Here's Kosnick near corner, feeding it into the slot. It bounced around off of a couple of sticks, and Bennett will move it out for the Bulldogs. Over the line, working in, here's Bennett, he'll let a shot go. That was blocked away by Rofe, and the rebound is cleared out by the Chippewas. Here's Jacob Kosnick, the freshman, over the line, deking into the right circle, moving it on Zelko, and he made the save, and the Chippewas control the rebound. That shot took an odd carom off the half wall. It's loose in front of Zelko, and the rebound is held on to by the Adrian netminder with 12:31 to go in the opening period.
You probably noticed there, fans, earlier, just a minute ago, Adrian was entering the zone on a little bit of a 4-on-2 break, but they didn't have a clean pass entering the zone, and it allowed Central to reset in their defense and get to him. That's going to be a big thing. Adrian struggled with a lot of this transition play this year.
Right off the draw, Hayden Flynn ripped one high, and the rebound comes up to the near point. St. Andre playing defensively today for the Chippewas. We'll throw it down low. It was tied up there, but eventually squirts free to the far half wall. Hayden Flynn pinched up against the boards across the way, and it's cleared out. Jacob St. Andre picking it up at his own blue line. He's pressured by the Bulldogs. Puck played through center ice, taken there by number 12. He's not on our roster as it comes out through center ice, and it's played offsides by the Bulldogs with exactly 12 minutes to go in the opening frame.
Reagan, I'll tell you what, Curtis Clary had a wide open chance for the stretch there from 13 of Adrian. And you talk about the stretch pass for Central, that was one Adrian could have gotten right there. And they're just really not seeing that ice as well right now as Central is. They don't recognize how much open ice the Chippewas have, and it's allowing them to set up inside the zone like right now. And they can move to those areas they don't normally get to as well.
Puck loose in the slot after Gibbs came in on the zone entry. It's intercepted, and here's O'Connor over the line. O'Connor working into the circle, pulls up along the hash marks, and Owen Campbell almost knocked the puck away, but it's gotten right back by O'Connor. A shot from the point was deflected wide out in front. There was Vincent Sansoni, and it caroms off the end wall, and Rofe will hold with 11:32 to go.
Yeah, Owen Campbell's really got to stay with that play there. He's got a defenseman helping him out there trying to take that puck away, and he kind of just drifts to the blue line and doesn't come back for the puck. That's the big thing is an effort prowess for these players is really you need to get into those areas but stay with the puck. Don't just streak to the center of the ice. Stay with the play and get it until it's over. And that's something they've struggled with a lot this year, too, is just staying with the plays, not assuming everything's going to come to them.
Yeah, and I really think that Owen Campbell thought he had the puck on his stick as he tried to move up ice. As a big collision at center ice sends Daniel Bonnett's stick flying into his defensive end. He'll pick it up, but the Chippewas control it defensively. It's flipped down the ice. Icing will be waved off as Bonnett easily could have played that one, but decided to let it go by him. Now the Adrian captain will move across center ice, and across that line will work in. A shot hit the crossbar.
Wow.
That was deflected right in front, and Thomas Rofe needs to thank his post for that one as it saved his team from a tie game here.
Yeah, Adrian notably on this power play here from the penalty assessed to Gibbs. And you talk about right now a team that just set up on their best chance of the game. That was it right there. And I'll tell you what, he's kissing that post right now with his helmet.
He better. And reminds me of Marc-Andre Fleury doing that. Made that popular. Goalies are always superstitious, and admittedly, I did that once or twice when I played. This is sent the length of the ice. Chippewas will clear it off. They're actually on a penalty kill here, Devin.
Yep. That's what I mentioned, the penalty kill. Power play for the Bulldogs.
Now working up ice, over the line, into the right wing corner, and behind that, here's Lewinsky. Lewinsky moves it up top for Somerville. Somerville down low to Lewinsky once again. Lewinsky holding it along the left wing half wall. Will feed it there for Barrett. Barrett working and feeding it out in front. That hit a body, and the Chippewas are able to get it out to neutral ice there for Alex Lasky.
Great positioning defense here, really cutting off the center ice lane. With all this open ice, you can skate a lot, but it makes it tough for forwards of Adrian to get set up, especially with how easily Central can clear this with all of the open ice. They can pretty much send this any angle they want, and it'll bounce back to center ice. So Adrian's got to pick up the pace here on the skating.
Yeah, here's a pass that was intended for Baruki, but he couldn't play it along the near half wall, and that'll go for icing with 9:25 to go. Chippewas will have an offensive zone draw. As out of the penalty box comes a Chippewa, and they're back to 5-on-5.
You know, that's Owen Campbell. We're talking a little bit about the first goal in the first minute of this game. Owen Campbell scoring now, if you count playoffs or regular season, is 11th of the season. And, you know, for the Chippewas now, 0 for 1 on the night in the power play for Adrian. Or 1 for 1 on the penalty kill, I should say. A strong start for the first 10 minutes, Reagan. This is the best 10 minutes they've had in the last 3 games, I'd say, dating back to that second game against Michigan.
Yeah, this is certainly their best effort in the first half of the first period since they jumped out of that 2-0 lead against Michigan. back at Arctic edge of Canton last Tuesday. Now it's cleared out to center ice by the Bulldogs. Jacob St. Andre across the way, picks it up at his own line. He'll feed it across near side to Jay Nadeau. He'll flip it up ice intended for Simon Selly, but it's taken by the Bulldogs' Evan Thomas. And he throws it to the Chippewa line, but Jay Nadeau throws it back to the Adrian line. Back in their own end, the Bulldogs trying to break out right to left across your radio dial here in this first period of play. Sent the length of the ice. Bulldogs feed it out in front. Big save, Rowe, and the rebound comes up to the line, and the Bulldogs are able to keep it in. Here's a wrist shot. That deflected out in front and trickled wide. Bulldogs controlling. Here's Bliss behind the net. Got caught up with the referee. And St. Andre feeding it behind the net. Bliss picks it up. He'll work into the right corner. Feeding it up top there for Lewinsky. Lewinsky holding it along the half wall down to Bliss. And Bulldogs a spin around shot there by Pino. In the left wing corner was blocked. Joey Simon Selly picking up the puck behind the net. It bounces around and Jay Nadeau corrals, and he'll start the breakout here for the Maroon and Gold. Up the left wing, gain the blue line and throw it in on Zelko. He'll deflect it up and out of play with 7:44 to go here in the first.
That's a great setup for Bliss in the slot area from Zach Major, and really that play starts after Adrian got a clean enter into the zone. And I talked about a little bit earlier in this first period how they struggled to get those tape-to-tape passes over the zone. They did it right there. Adrian's starting to pick up their pace a bit, and Central's matching that. Joey Simon Selly having some good defense right now.
Owen Campbell wins the draw right back to Gibbs. His shot was gloved down by Zelko. Now another shot from the right wing boards by Brennan Martin is held onto by the Adrian netminder with 7:38 to go.
That's an uncanny shot there from Martin. He gets the puck back at the point, and he has time to set up really with all this open ice, but intends to shoot that. And I think that's sometimes just trying to settle the play down, Reagan, and get a face-off. You could have easily set up a play right there from the point. And
now Martin pinches down. Ties up the puck along the half
But credit
wall.
to his thinking. Zelko's had trouble with the rebound so far. Maybe you're looking for a rebound chance on somebody.
Puck
Just get
tied.
it on net.
Puck loose at the Chippewa line. Control. Here's Jordan Cooper over the line. Now he's working into the right corner, feeding it out in front. Intended there for Isaac Gibbs, but he couldn't get a stick on it. And the Chippewas have to regroup here. Up the right wing for Campbell. His pass across was intercepted. And here's Michael O'Connor across that line, left side. He had the puck knocked away, and here's Owen Campbell in on a rush with Isaac Gibbs. Gibbs, left wing circle, feeds it out in front behind Zelko. And the Bulldogs control once more.
Great job by Owen Campbell to stick with the play that time, Reagan, as we're going to get a stop here for the offside. And, you know, Owen Campbell, I discredited him a couple of minutes ago for giving up on the play necessarily. Well, right there, he stuck with that, took away that passing lane, and guess what? It led to a breakout 3-on-2 for the Chips. So that's the kind of stuff you got to see. This open ice here, you've got all this room to work with. When you get a turnover, get set up on the play, and join the rush quickly.
Draw at center ice. Julian Johnson can't win it with Michael O'Connor, and the Bulldogs control and dump it into the Chippewa end. On his knees, Keelan Baker gets it out to neutralize, but it was just too far for Julian Johnson, and the Bulldogs are able to bounce that puck around at neutral ice. Back defensively, here's Joey Patterson, pass ahead on right wing for Zach Major, and it's into the right wing corner of the Chippewa end. Major takes Baker from behind, and the puck squirts free to the point, and the Chippewas get it out. Here's Jacob Kosnick over the line with speed, working into the left corner. He'll feed it out in front. It was knocked away, and the Bulldogs' Sam Lewinsky picks it up behind his net. 6:04 to go here in the opening period of play from Midland Civic Arena. This one is sent the length of the ice, and it's going to be an icing as Alex Lasky picks it up. Reagan Cleaves and Devin Serra on the call for you here for this MCHC East Division Quarterfinal. Winner of this game will play tomorrow either at 11:50 a.m. or 1:50 p.m. It really depends on the rest of the games here later tonight, as the lowest seed remaining will take on Lawrence Tech in the later game tomorrow. Off the draw, the Bulldogs move up ice. Pass ahead from Sansoni to Major. Major working in. Shot off the side of the net. Good defensive work there by Christopher Martin to work Major to the outside and force him a shot wide. 5:40 to go here in the opening period of play. Long stretch pass. Here's Simon Selly working into the right circle. A shot that was sticked away by Zelko. Poor Zondik to the rebound in the far corner. Christopher Martin throws it down low for Andrew Porzonic. He'll feed it out in front for Nadu. Nadu trying to find St. Andre backdoor. That didn't work. Now St. Andre down low to Jay Nadu. Jay Nadu feeding it behind the net to Simon Selly. And he got tied up with Porzonic. A little bit of friendly fire. And the puck will come out to center ice after St. Andre couldn't keep it in. 5:03 to go here in the first period of play. Here's Porzonic in over the line. He'll work into the corner. A nice hack there from Lewinsky, but Porzonic still got the puck.
Oh, that's a rough one there from Porzonic. He just got away with a slash there. Almost caught him on the knob of the stick.
Admittedly, it was Lewinsky also to get away with a slash. Now a save and a rebound there for Hayden Flynn, and flashing the leather was Zelko here with 4:40 to go in the opening period.
And you know what? More importantly, he could have had Johnson right in the slot area ready to take that puck. But Adrian, notably, has done a good job, I'd say, so far, sucking in Central to the outside and keeping them away from center ice. And really, there are just one or two cuts and angles to the slot from getting this puck on net for the back door, and they tried it right there with Nadu. And and credit to Christopher Martin as well on the other side of the ice, sucking in the defender to get, or the forward getting in there on the glove side of Rofe. That's his strong side. That's where you want to shoot the puck on Rofe. Keep it away from that low block area because we know he's had trouble with that all season.
Now the Bulldogs move out. Here is Brinning over the line left side. Feeding it out in front. That was tipped just wide of goal there by Baruki. Rebound comes behind the net. The Chippewas get it to the right point, and Hayden Flynn does finish the deal and lifts it out to center ice. Somerville dumps it in, and Rofe leaves it there for Hayes. Hayes' pass ahead was deflected and goes into the Bulldog end. Icing waved off. Somerville back there. Hayden Flynn working 2-on-1 with another Chippewa that looks like Aiden Gazdecki in the corner. Coming in to help is Baruki, and Somerville there for the Bulldogs. Puck is tied up, and it's worked free there by Somerville on the near side. A pass ahead intended there for Antonio Briggs. Blank will go far enough for icing with 3:38 to go here in the opening period of play. Chippewas leading 1-0.
Strong, couple of minutes here, and we'll take a moment to get our bearings here. Fans, don't forget that CMU Club Hockey Network YouTube channel is your one-stop shop for highlights, exclusive interviews, and full game broadcasts for CMU D3 hockey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so as to never miss a moment of Chippewa hockey. Just go to YouTube and search CMU Club Hockey Network.
And look out, score! It's Jordan Cooper finishing a rebound on the back door, and he roofs it past Dylan Zelko. It is 2-0 Chippewas with 3:32 to go.
And if you tune in to CMU Club Hockey Network, you can see beautiful goals like that. Jordan Cooper on the back door roofs it past that glove side of Zelko. And I'll tell you what, he was right on the perfect position there to take that feed from the end boards. He caught all those Adrian defenders way too down low, inside behind the crease, and it leads to a 2-0 game right now. Central firing on all cylinders right now from Campbell and now Cooper.
Off the draw into the zone. Here's Bliss. He'll let a shot go from the top of the left circle. It bounces around there. It comes free into the slot. Bliss picks it up. Up top for Thomas. Thomas down low to Lewinsky. They feed it out in front. It was thrown out and to the Adrian blue line.
Now Campbell on the night with 2 points. Reagan, he has had a couple of multi-point games in his last 6, now with 3. And the freshman from Jackson Christie has been phenomenal.
Over the line, here's Jordan Cooper feeding a pass in front. His stick hit Evan Thomas's on the follow-through, and that knocked the stick out of Thomas's hand. Now behind that, here's Joey Patterson working it up the near side to Matthew Barrett.
Yeah, this is great pressure from the Chips here.
Now, guys, it gives a shot save in the rebound. Loose in front. It comes to the left circle. A shot ripped high there by Alex Lasky, and the rebound will trickle all the way out to center ice. Baker across to Lasky. Lasky working at his own blue line. He's taken down. Not sure how that isn't a penalty here. It
looks like he just lost his footing there from the defending in there, Pino. But nonetheless, I mean, really, this is great pressure from the Chips. They're taking advantage of all the open ice, and they're just tiring out the Bulldogs right now with their relentless pressure.
Now the Bulldogs look to move out. Here's Austin Brinning. He'll take it, tried to clear it into the Chippewa, and it was blocked there by Christopher Martin, and it's tied up momentarily in front of the scorer's table before squeaking back to the Chippewa end. Here's Jacob St. Andre up over the line, left side. Deaking into the high slot, leaves it there for Kostic, moving in! And his shot was deflected up and out of play. Looked like off of Zelko's glove hand. And it's up into the netting with 1:44 to go here in the first period of play.
Great work by Jacob St. Andre right down the middle. Got it there to Kostic on the backhand, and he tried to go backhand over the glove of Zelko. And this is just great transitional work. They're really keeping Adrian out of the attacking zone, and it's the key in the game of hockey in general. But you can tire out a team when you keep them in their own zone for that long, even when they do change. So Central right now controlling much of this first ladder of the game.
1:30 to go here in the opening period of play. Stay with us. After the buzzer sounds, Devin Sarah will have the first intermission report for you here on CCHN. 2-0 the Chippewas lead. It's dumped in by Jacob St. Andre behind the net. Here's Daniel Bennett working it up free along the half wall. He'll get the pass from Major and move up right wing. Over the line, he'll deke to the top of the slot, he'll wait and fire it. It was blocked there by St. Andre. Now they feed it out in front and it went off of Jay Nadu's skate. And lucky for Thomas Rofe, he had his pad close to the ice and was able to make that save with a 1:02 to go. Draw will come to the right of Rofe. 2-0 the Chippewas lead. It'll be Joey Simon-Selly there to dig in with Matthew Baruki. Won there easily by Simon-Selly, and the Chippewas are able to get it out right wing. They can't control it, though, and Somerville moves it ahead. Tipped in there by Austin Brinning.
You know, another key this year, Reagan, for Central is the face-off win. Simon-Selly, we've credited him all year, one of the best face-off forwards in all of ACHAs. That one's going to come back for an icing. He's done a phenomenal job winning those face-off draws in the own zone and keeping the pressure off from, teams winning the draw and getting set up in an attacking zone. Simon-Selly's been doing that, and it's really going to be a key in these playoffs because when they get to the later half, if they can keep up some momentum and move on, if they do have to play a team like Lawrence Tech in Michigan who can set up on that offensive zone quickly, they need to win those draws and get their own puck set on their blade.
Now it's kept in at the left point by Somerville. His shot sailed wide of goal. 35 ticks on the clock to go in the period. It's moved out through center ice, taken away by the Bulldogs. Off the half wall, controlling it. Here's Somerville. Somerville across to his defensive partner in Zach Bogozzi. Somerville up off the half wall. Shoveled in there by Matthew Barrett. 16 seconds to go in the opening period. Chippewas lead 2-0. Porzonic picks up the puck. Ahead across ice to Jay Nadu. Over the line. He'll let a shot go right on Zelko. And he'll hold on for a whistle with 6.1 to go.
He had Simon-Selly streaking down the middle there. If Nadu's just about a half second more patient, he could find somebody in that slot area. He decides to shoot it from the top of the right circle, and that's really not the most greatest percentage shot you can take on a tendy right there, but a key face-off. 6 seconds left. Chippewas can still do something here.
And they do win the draw. Jordan Cooper trying to backhand it out in front, but it's deflected into the far corner, and that'll do it for the opening period of play. We'll step aside for now. It's 2-0 for the Central Michigan Chippewas at the end of 20 minutes. It'll be Devin Sarah with the first intermission report right after this. You're listening and watching to CMU D3 Club Hockey on CCHN.
Welcome back to the Midland Civic Center here between Central Michigan and Adrian for the first game of this East quarterfinal of a couple teams that will play here today. The intermission report presented by CMHIceHockey.com right now sees the Chippewas up 2-0 over Adrian. Quick goals from Owen Campbell to start the game just a minute and 1 second in, and then Jordan Cooper at 16:55 scored again for the Chippewas. Assists on that coming from Isaac Gibbs and Owen Campbell. So to record their points, off to a strong start in what is a very important game for both of these teams. Adrian right now looking on the outside in, trying to get into the national tournament, or only the top 16 teams will make it. They're ranked 22nd in the nation right now, and they have to have a better second period, as it was all Central in that one, outshooting them unofficially 11-5 in that first period, coming off the strong goals I mentioned from Owen Campbell and Jordan Cooper. The penalty minutes are as follows. Isaac Gibbs, the only one accredited with one tonight. It was Adrian's only power play of the night, about 9 minutes in, and it ended to no avail. Central goes 1 for 1 on their penalty kills so far. No penalties recorded for Adrian right now. The league-leading Adrian Bulldogs in penalty minutes with 472 on the year, staying out of the penalty box, but they need to get on the scoring column if they want to match those efforts here today. As real quick, we'll give you our that's where we sit after the first period. We'll give you now real quick our update on the out-of-town scoreboards for today, because it is a busy schedule around the MCHC today. Right now, a game update for you on the west side of the conference. Michigan State taking down Ferris in a double overtime, 4-3 as the final. Michigan State ranked 5th on that bracket, played the number 4 team, Ferris State. In what was the upset in that game, Michigan came into it with 9 wins, 14 losses on the season. They end Ferris State's bid for the national tournament run, with now their record to finish off the year 13 wins, 15 losses. Michigan State with a strong performance moving on. And as to look at the rest of the scoreboards, we'll stick to the west side for now, as we look at from Griff's Ice House, Georgetown in Hudsonville, Michigan. Western Michigan taking on Calvin. Those teams, the number 3 and number 6 seeds. Calvin, notably the only team behind the two league-leading Hope College and Grand Valley State teams, ranked 1 and 2 respectively. That game is taking place right now after Michigan and Ferris. We'll give you updates as we know it later on, possibly in the postgame show. So that one going on there. Davenport taking on Grand Valley State, the number 2 and number 7 teams right now. Grand Valley was one short of that first round bye to Hope after they were swept in the weekend series by them earlier this regular season, notably a month ago. To give you a time reference, the same weekend series that Central had against Florida Gulf Coast. So Grand Valley, the number 2 seed, taking on Davenport. That'll be the final game today as they wrap up the first round of their West quarterfinal. Now looking at the east side of the conference, it is Central Michigan Adrian right now with a 2-0 lead in favor of Central Michigan on top. After this game, it'll be Saginaw Valley State taking on Oakland on this very ice. We are playing on the Olympic ice sheet here at the Midland Civic Center. And Oakland and Saginaw right now, the number 3 and number 6 seeded teams. Saginaw had the tiebreaker over Central Michigan and Adrian in wins. All 3 of those teams were locked in points at 13 coming into the tournament. Saginaw Valley gets the 3rd seed, but on upset watch as the Oakland Golden Grizzlies, who notably tied Central Michigan in their weekend series earlier this year, will take on Saginaw. We'll give you updates as we know it. Coming on strong as of late, and Saginaw coming off that tough loss to Davenport just a few days ago. In Davenport, Saginaw looking to rebound and keep their quest for a national title going. On the outside looking in as well as the number 17th ranked team in the nation. Our final game to look at on the east side of the MCHC tournament is University of Michigan taking on University of Michigan Flint, the number 2 and number 7 seeds. That game set for a 9 p.m. puck drop, and barring a massive upset, Michigan will await the results of these other 2 games here, notably Adrian and Central, as well as Saginaw Valley and Oakland, because they could be taking on either Saginaw Valley State or Central the higher seeded teams favored. But if one of those lower seed teams has an upset, notably talking about Oakland, it could result in them playing Lawrence Tech as that lower seed, and it could send the Chippewas to either Lawrence Tech or Michigan tomorrow night if they can hold on and win here against Adrian. But that's all we'll give you for now for our out-of-town scoreboards. We'll look now at our Chippewa athletics to give you an update on that. Central Michigan baseball opening their regular season today in conference play against West Virginia, and they were defeated in that game 8-13. The number 16th in the nation ranked an NCAA ranked baseball team with a tough way to start out the season, but they'll be one of the favorites to look to get into not only the MAC tournament and do well in there, but also the postseason play in the NCAA College World Series. As for softball, they lost their opening game as well, 6-0 against SEMU. And so the Lady Chippewas off to a tough start as well. They will take on West Kentucky tomorrow. Track and field is also in action tomorrow at Michigan Silverstone. And this Sunday, wrestling taking on the University of Michigan as well in a very important wrestling match. That game happening from McGurk Arena at 11:30 p.m. or a.m. It's an early one, folks. So if you're in the Mount Pleasant area, come around for that one. You will see the All-American Chippewas wrestling team in action. That is just about do it for our scoring updates here. So far, Central right now up on top of Adrian 2-0 here. We'll get you set for second period play with Reagan Cleaves to get us started. You're watching Central Michigan hockey here in the MCHC Playoffs on CCHN.
Second period of action just about ready to start down below us here at Midland Civic Arena. Reagan Cleaves on the play-by-play for you here this afternoon, and Devin Sarah on color commentary here tonight. Chippewas gold home jerseys with maroon. There will be a full game live stream up by the end of tonight without the interruptions. Puck bouncing around in the Bulldog end. It's eventually moved out. Jay Nadeau controls it at center ice. His pass back comes off the half wall, and Charlie Hayes picks it up, circling in his own end. A backhand pass ahead to Porzondik. Andrew Porzondik up over the line left side. Will feed it out in front for Simon Selly. Was behind him, and the Bulldogs intercept. Now working up. Here's Sansoni over the line. Oh, let a shot go. Blocked away by Rofe. Rebound controlled by Major near side. Major throws it around behind the net. Intercepted there by Jay Nadeau. Jay Nadeau behind the net. Backhands it across to Captain Brennan Martin. Long stretch pass up to Andrew Porzondik. He couldn't corral it, and it's sent back to the Chippewa line by the Bulldogs. Off the half wall, Porzondik couldn't beat his man to the puck with 17:56 to go here in the second period of play.
Andrew Porzondik is all over the ice. He's so quick, Reagan. He just moves up the ice in a flash, gets to the blue line, tries to cut off passes lanes, takes the stretch pass when he needs to. And more importantly than anything, he's such an elusive player. He can dangle and deke better than most players can on the ice, and it's working out for him so far.
Now Kosnick splitting the defense, passes across to Simon Selly, and he got under the puck. It seemed to be rolling on him, and he lifted it high. Alex Lasky kept it in left point, rolls it
wide open net for Keegan Moore.
Up top to Baker, let a shot go from the right point, ricocheted wide. Alex Lasky keeping it in along the half wall. Keegan Moore backhands it up to the point, just too far for Alex Lasky, and the puck will come back all the way down into the Chippewa end.
Man, Zelko has had to move so much tonight, Reagan, especially with all of the angles changing with the open ice. And he's had to come back and track this puck so far that he's caught out of position with wide open nets from the back doors. Keegan Moore just couldn't finish it there, but talk about a relentless pressure from the Chips, making Zelko have to move a lot.
Now here's Bliss 2-on-1, feeding it out in front. That was just sent wide by number 20 on the back door. That was Ryan Pino. He goes tumbling into the net behind Rofe, and we'll have a stoppage of play with 16:29 to go.
Reagan, I looked up into the grandstand and saw his father, Jason Pino, here tonight for the junior. Absolutely electric there, trying to see his son score there. And, you know, Jason Pino, the father of Ryan Pino, the forward for Adrian, was my high school English teacher back at Walled Lake Northern, and I talked to him a little bit before this one, and his son has been absolutely on pace for this team, leads the team third in goal scoring this season with 8. Pino's been all over the ice so far. He's one of the key players that we didn't put down as we should have for Adrian.
Speaking of which, through this first about 4 minutes of this middle frame, Adrian's been a little bit more energetic. They've been getting their chances up and down the ice, going back and forth with the Chippewas. They haven't yet broken the score sheet here. Here's Lewinsky up left point. He'll drop it down low to Somerville. Somerville throwing it down behind the net there for Barrett.
Great defense by Jacob St. Andre. Just knocked his man off the puck there and took control of that one.
Now here's St. Andre. He's got a 2-on-2 if he can hustle, but he doesn't have the numbers and dumps it in. Working over there is Zach Bogozzi, breaking it out, intercepted at neutral ice by Cooper. He'll flip it in with 15:40 to go here in period number 2.
That's so tiring for the Bulldogs because it just means when they enter the zone in those corners, they cannot get anything set up. They're just taking off the puck easily there. And like that, a stretch pass that misses. Here they come to the corner. They can't get anything to the middle of the ice, and it just allowed the Chippewas, with all of the space, to clear this puck out and reset themselves. And Adrian coming up and down, up and down. They're so tired out there.
Now Cooper feeding it a loose puck out in front. It was too far for any Chippewa, and it's bumped back into the maroon and gold end.
And it's not just taxing physically, Reagan. It's taxing mentally. It just takes away the confidence for Adrian completely when you see that.
15 minutes exactly to go here. Now look out, a shot. That was tipped wide and they score, but no, it's waved off. Played with a high stick by Owen Campbell. That was directed into the net with a high stick by Owen Campbell. An immediate wave off there by the referee with 14:52 to go here in the second period.
And it's a good call. Owen Campbell to the slot area, trying to get that rebound from Gibbs. Got it way over the crossbar and just hacked at it to get it to the net. But it's just so notable. The story continues. Zelko having trouble with the rebounds. It allows for those opportunities. Gibbs with a great shot really to create that rebound. And it's just taxing on this goaltender tonight. Zelko is going to have to play one of his best to keep this not in at 2 only.
Now loose puck bouncing out in front of Zelko, and it's cleared by the Bulldogs back to neutral ice.
And sorry, Reagan, this really does remind me of what happened to Central in that Lawrence Tech game. They were just dominated over the ice to start the periods and really made it taxing on Thomas Rofe, now Zelko.
Now Porzonic making it, moving in on Zelko. He put it blocker's side, but the Canadian made the save. Rebound is controlled by the Bulldogs. Moving up ice here, Zach Bogozzi, that's Zach Major moving it in on Rofe, and will come out and handle the puck with 14:10 to go.
Joey Patterson just got undressed by Porzonic. He was one of our key players to watch here, points in 6 of his last 7, and really Porzonic going forward, the sophomore, is going to be the leader of this team. He's all over the ice. He plays both. He's a great two-way player, especially in the neutral zone, taking pucks away and creating offensive breakouts and chances. And Andrew Porzanic going back to the bench, tired off that shift. But a great chance there. Could have shot it backhand, just deflected off Zelko.
It was a great shift there by Andrew Porzanic, working both defensively and offensively. Lewinsky back on the defensive end across to Bennett. And the Bulldogs move it out to center ice. They have to play it back in their own line, though. Here's Bennett cutting through center ice. Across that line, right at the dot, he'll move outside of the right circle. Down into the corner, backhand pass out in front. It comes free to the corner. Here's Briggs Blake. He'll tee it up and fire a shot intentionally wide. And it was almost tipped on the back door there by Daniel Bennett, but the Chippewas instead move out.
That's a smart play there by Briggs to send that one intentionally wide, trying to find that back door on Rofe and get it past his blocker's side. And right there, just great defense for the Chippewas coming back, taking away that opportunity.
Now at the side of the net, Kosnick's bid was denied. He's chased into the corner there by Baruki. Loose puck in the right corner, or right circle, moved up to the point for Baker. Baker feeding a backhand out in front off the stick of Briggs Blake up to the left point where it's kept in there by Alex Lasky. He pitchforks it off the glass and it bounces around where Lewinsky will take it and lift it down to the Chippewa line. Moving out, here's Keelan Baker, moving around the defense. He makes a deke into the right circle. A shot, save, and the rebound cleared by the Bulldogs.
Oh my, Keelan Baker looking like Porzanic there, just going backhand, forehand, deke, and a couple of players.
Now, Briggs Blake trying to feed it out in front. It ricochets around to the far side half wall. Bulldogs, Evan Bliss is able to keep it in, but there's going to be a penalty here holding the call on the Bulldogs, so the Chippewas will head to the power play for the first time tonight with 12:32 to go.
Yep, and that looks like it's going to be Peno going to the box for that hold. And really, Adrian now with their league-leading 474th penalty minutes. That's something they absolutely didn't need, where Peno frustrated on that bench. The game is starting to get to that point for Adrian. They're slumping over the bench right now. You can tell that they're tired. The momentum's not in their favor. And credit to the Chippewas, playing great two-way hockey all over the ice, all over, pressuring, making it tough on Zelko. This is a big face-off draw for the Chips. Huge power play. They had one against Lawrence Tech, but
they did go 1 for 7 on that power play in their last time out.
Yeah, a lot of power plays there were in that game.
This puck flutters up into the Chippewa bench, and the only goal for the Chippewas in that game was scored by Christopher Martin on a beautiful end-to-end rush for him. He corralled it at his own goal line and eventually worked up ice and fired a shot from the top of the right circle in behind the Lawrence Tech netminder. And
yeah, and Reagan, as we get a stoppage real quick here, the referee's taking on that bench. You talk about power plays for this team, and really that was the most power plays they've had in a game all the way since that tie against Trine was 7 in it. They went 1 for 7 that night as well. The most they've had this season against Saginaw Valley State. That was in the 4-4 tie that you called, Reagan. So we get an announcement here from the PA box about the penalties assessed. And the reason we bring up this power play, it's been a storyline all season, is how this power play group's gotten a lot of these chances. A lot of these games have been scrummy. They've been poked at a lot, and the Chippewas get a lot of chances, but they don't always capitalize on them.
Good keep at the point. St. Andre holds top of the slot, sends it down low to Cooper near side. Cooper will work behind Zelko, feeding it across to the half wall. There's a drop pass. Christopher Martin sends it down low. Here's Isaac Gibbs, backhand bid, and it's denied by Zelko with 1:32 to go.
Gibbs right there, he's the leading goal scorer for this team, and really not the type of guy you'd be known for passing the puck, but he's got one more man right there in the low slot area if he wants to. That's St. Andre. This means the Chippewas have options in front of them. They can take these shots right at the face of Zelko, or they can send them to the back door, and it really is just open it up for Zelko everywhere. They win that face-off, taking it away.
Cooper, nice feed, playing it off the half wall, intended for Campbell. Campbell will get it in the right corner. Up the half wall to Gibbs. Gibbs, nice drop feed to Martin. Martin sends it down low to Campbell. Right back up to Martin. He'll let a shot go wide of goal, and the rebound flutters around to the near side. Campbell along the near half wall holds up right at about the hash marks. He'll work up to the left point, working it out into the slot across to Gibbs. He fed it right in front. Bouncing puck after the Adrian clearing attempt is corralled by the Bulldogs. Good keep there by Isaac Gibbs. Gibbs moving to the left point. He'll hold it there. 48 to go on the power play. Christopher Martin up to St. Andre. Near side, Gibbs left circle. Gibbs will hold, moving down to the left corner. Down low to Cooper, but his pass hit the side of the net and will go all the way down the ice with 33 to go in the Adrian power play, or penalty kill. Here's Isaac Gibbs charging right to left across your radio dial, moving in, and here's Gibbs, a shot right on Zelko. Hold on for a whistle with 10:51 to go here in the second.
Really not the worst power play for the Chips. They're just one missed pass away from getting this on the back door. If you're looking for pictures of CMU hockey, look no further than Instagram. The fantastic Tristan Hagenstein is taking some great pictures, and you can catch them on Facebook after this game. The best of them can be found on his Instagram, though, at Tristan Hagenstein Photography.
A Hayes shot was blocked, and now the Bulldogs move up ice. Here's Sansoni over the line. A shot that was corralled by Roaf's paddle, and he'll hold on for a whistle with 7 seconds to go. A good shorthanded opportunity there for the Bulldogs, getting some rubber on Roaf, but the Central Michigan netminder, per usual, stands tall and holds on for a whistle. Draw will come to his left with Evan Bliss and Joey Simon-Selly to dig in for the draw. Simon-Selly was able to win the draw ahead to Porzondik. Porzondik receiving the pass from Nadu behind the defense. Moving in. He's going to be taken from behind. And Lewinsky. And are we going to have a penalty shot?
Yes, sir. Wow.
And we are. Lewinsky.
So Lewinsky just hooked Porzondik with the speed moving in. Got to that slot area and just fell into the net. But this will be the first penalty shot of the season for the Chippewas, Reagan, including the regular season, and that really wasn't Lewinsky's intention. He tried to take away that puck with the hooking, but it's so hard when you have a fast player like that. We're going to wait and see. They will award the penalty shot here coming up here. This is huge right now. Andrew Porzondik has the hot hand, Reagan, and it's time to see what he can do in the All-Star Challenge.
Yeah, it'll be Andrew Porzondik getting the penalty shot here in on Dylan Zelko. Chippewas did have a couple of shootout opportunities against Florida Gulf Coast, but they couldn't do anything on it. Here's Porzondik picking up the puck at center ice. He'll go wide right. He tripped on the ice. He'll move in. A shot ripped it wide, and that was troublesome from the beginning.
Hey, look who's below us, Reagan. The University of Michigan Wolverine team that the Chippewas just finished up a series with. You think they liked that one?
They probably did.
Oh, Porzondik with the trip there, just caught on edge.
Yeah.
Trying to streak wide there and miss the shot. He's frustrated with that one. You don't get much better than that, but oh well.
Chippewas still get the offensive zone draw, though. A shot from the right point was blocked, and they score! Tipped in by Joey Simon-Selly! Though they were denied on the penalty shot, they get one right off the draw, and they lead it 3-0. Just 9:35 into the second period.
What a great tip in front from Martin, by Simon-Selly from Martin's shot, and that one was really slow moving in. It looked like it lasted in the slot forever, but Simon-Selly just getting on the blade past the right skate of Zelko, and that is a backbreaker for Adrian. Coming off that penalty shot missed by Porzondik, the Chippewas once again in control and just making life tough. They're really controlling everything. You know, Reagan, I talked to Dalton Sutherland before this game, assistant coach for the Chips. He told me that they brought the defending Vezina Cup to practice this week. After that tough weekend series against Lawrence Tech, they talked all week in practice about what the upper classmen group of this team, 9 seniors on this Chippewa team, were expecting in this tournament and what they needed to do to get back on their feet. And they're doing everything right now, firing on all cylinders. They're up 3-0 right now. This is the most momentum I've seen the Chippewas have in weeks.
That's certainly a great first half performance here by the Chippewas as Evan Bliss lets a shot go from the right circle. It was gloved down there by Thomas Roaf. We are exactly halfway through this second period.
Broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association and the CMU Club Hockey Network. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the ACHA and CCHN.
Here's Jacob Kosnick over the line, right side. Onside with Julian Johnson. Kosnick taken down. Johnson comes in to collect the loose change.
Whoa.
He's pinned up against the boards there.
That was
good
a big
play there by
from
Briggs.
Johnson.
Great big play there by Briggs Blake along the half wall to pin up Johnson, and it's moved out to center ice. Now moving up, here's Wagner. Wagner couldn't corral the puck before he went over the blue line, and that'll be offsides on the Adrian Bulldogs.
That is, once again, can't get over the blue line, can't get set up in the attacking zone for Adrian. They've been on this defense now for the last 5-6 minutes, and this looked eerily like what was happening to Central in that first Michigan game early on. And it's happening to the Bulldogs right now. This is their season on the line, Reagan. They absolutely need to win this if they want any chance of moving up inside the top 16. As an easy save there from Rofe. Comes the rebound.
Two Adrian players slammed into each other behind the net. 3-on-2. Here's Baker across that line. He's got Ritter with him. A shot wide of goal on the rebound. Popped across the way, and it's picked up there by Zach Major. Bulldogs have a rush of their own. Here's Major. Nice play there by Aiden Gazdecki. The defensive centerman takes it ahead. 2-on-3. He'll move over the line. Drop pass for Flynn. Flynn in the high slot. Let a shot go. Saved by Zelko. Rebound across the way. Picked up there by Zach Major. He'll throw it behind his net, intended for Evan Thomas, but it's picked up there by Joey Patterson. Patterson run into there by Aiden Gazdecki, but he gets it out to center ice nonetheless. Across the way, it's taken there by Alex Lasky, tipped into the zone there by Aiden Gazdecki, and that'll negate the icing. 3-0 Central Michigan leads here. Just under 11 and a half minutes gone here in this second period of play. They just got one right off a faceoff. Now a shot off the crossbar, and the rebound is cleared by the Bulldogs. A beautiful opportunity there for Jordan Cooper in the slot, but he rang it off the iron.
Yep, but that's just the story of this game right now is Chippewas are just one step away from making this a bigger lead right now. It's just all Central right now, firing on all cylinders. This is a great job by this top group out here, this top forward group. Campbell, Gibbs, St. Andre notably, and Cooper just doing their job everywhere in front of the ice, making it tough. And they're doing well in defense as well, both ways. I mean, this is just all around Central's best game in a long time right now through halfway.
Long shot lifted in there by Joey Patterson. Blocker to the corner there by Thomas Rofe. Across the way, Owen Campbell picks up the puck cleanly near side to Cooper. Cooper across that line, and the slot, let a shot go! That was deflected out in front of Zelko by a defensive stick, and it caroms wide off the end boards, but he'll hold on for a whistle.
Yeah, Cooper made a nice cut in that high slot area. Probably wanted to give that puck a little bit more wings. He kind of kept it on the ice there. And a lot of those cuts in front, he's trying to take away the angle from Zelko, make it tough and move him out of position. But if you get air on the puck, it makes it a lot tougher to track right there. That was an easy one, even though it did go wide. Cooper hasn't had a lot of luck, at least, with the shots. But the more he keeps it up, the more times he'll get lucky more than not, as he should.
Now Simon Selly takes a tumble out in front. No foul play there from either team. It's cleared back out to center ice. Now look out. Here's a break for Barat. Barat moving in on Rove. A shot. He scores! Matthew Barat, the senior, for Adrian. That's one home on a breakaway, and it's 3-1.
Man, that was a great play by Bennett. Just screened away two defenders, took the stretch pass. Using that speed to use his body to shield the puck and shoot it on the forehand on the glove side of Rofe. And, man, that was just a tough transition there for Central, really not coming back as quick as they wanted to, but at least to Barrett's goal. That's an absolutely needed one for Adrian right now, back within two.
12:43 the time of the goal for Barat. Now Barat picks it up, moving in, a shot that was deflected wide. Comes to the near side, Evan Blitz behind the net to Barat. Barat will hold, moving into the right corner behind, off the boards to Bliss. Bliss moving it up right point. Here's a long hammer shot from the left point there by Daniel Bonnett, and it's gloved down calmly by Thomas Rofe.
Yeah, Reagan, talking about the ice surface here, we made a lot of comments about the Olympic ice sheet. I was just talking to goaltender Joel Drucker for the Chippewas about the open ice. It's very disorienting for these players, and it's really changing up the angles, making it weird for these players, and you can tell because the transitions have been off for both teams all night, not really getting back up ice the way they want to, and right now they're getting used to it better, but especially for Adrian, that's really been the story for them, is they can't manage the transition game well, and they're losing a lot of the battles at center ice.
That's a massive goal for Adrian that brings them back within 2 here. Good keep to the left point there by Charlie Hayes. It's thrown down behind for Bennett. Bennett is able to forward it on ahead. Moving up, here's Antonio Briggs-Blake over the line left side. He'll let a long shot go. That was a tricky one as it just trickled wide to the right side of the net behind Thomas Rofe. He played that kind of gingerly. Now stealing the puck. Here's Bennett. Bennett moving into the right circle, feeding it out in front. Good stick lift there by Kosnick to keep the puck away from Briggs-Blake. It's thrown around to the far half wall. An ill-advised pass there from Keegan Moore. Steps around a check there from Daniel Bennett. And now Bennett and
look out.
Wagner
Keegan
are
Moore.
getting into it across the way.
Calm down, Keegan. Calm down. They need you, man. They need you out there.
Yeah, and that started with Bennett taking a run at Moore, and now
Moore.
Moore shoves Briggs-Blake, and they're both going to go here.
Yep.
Moore's
4-on-4.
not happy about it as he's coming off the ice, and it might be a 4-on-4 here. Wouldn't be surprised if it also comes to a 5-on-5.
Looks like we'll wait for the personnel to get assessed on the bench here.
It will be a 4-on-4. The draw will be just outside the Adrian line here.
Okay, so this is huge. Central has been a good team on the 4-on-4 this season. We don't have official metrics for how good they've been, but just off our personal accounts, and especially with the open ice now, this really opens up things. That extra, or that lack of an extra attacker for both sides really will spread the ice here. You're going to see a lot of quick plays up and down the ice here.
And you think 4-on-4 on a 200 by 80 is opened up. Wait till you see it on a 200 by 100. Now through center ice, here's Isaac Gibbs across that line. He's got one man to beat, cuts to the slot, a shot. That was deflected off of Zelko and high. Now here's Lewinsky up the ice with speed. Stretch pass across to Sansoni. It was too far from him. We'll pick it up off the half wall and move in. A pass into the slot. Knocked away, and Owen Campbell can't get it out. He and Lewinsky get into it at center ice. Bulldogs here near Siders. Patterson into the slot. A shot, save, the rebound. Loose in the left circle, and it's taken there by Campbell. Owen Campbell, 1:10 to go. Now he's taken down. There's going to be a penalty here on Michael O'Connor. Here goes Thomas Rofe to the bench. Campbell is slow to get up. That looked like knee-on-knee contact. Now, here's Lasky over the line. A wrist shot blocked into the near corner, and we're going to have a penalty here.
Oh, brother. That's a tough one for O'Connor to take. He's one of these Adrian players that struggled in the penalty minute category this season. And now that'll send the Chippewas to their second power play of the night for this one. And O'Connor really, with now 33 penalty minutes, including the regular season. And in a 4-on-4 situation already, it's going to be 4-on-3 here. This really opens it up now with O'Connor going to the bench. That's the last thing Adrian needed right now, trying to create the comeback.
Certainly. Draw to the right wing, circle one by the
out.
Chippewas. Now look out in front, they score! Not Joey Simoncelli, it's Jacob St. Andre finishing the pass out in front, and at 4:32 left here in the second period, the Chippewas extend their lead to 3.
Even more open ice, you win a face-off draw, it creates the best chance so far for either side. Jacob St. Andre putting it home on the back door from Simon Selly's feed. That is so tough for Zelko. He knows St. Andre's there, but he can't move off his post, or else he risks that one-time option there for Simon Selly. And really, that's just a great play from those two tagging up there. And that's a great finish job by Simon Selly. Didn't roof it high, put it right where he needed to, kept it on the ice. And that now is a dominating 4-1 lead for Central Michigan. And this one's still 4-on-4 here. And
Chippewas
1 for 2 on the power play.
1 for 2 on the power play. That'll increase their percentage just a little bit here from the start of today's game. Now Evan Bliss had the puck knocked away from him in the corner. It sent the length of the ice. Icing is waved off. 4:06 to go here in period number 2. Stay with us for the second intermission report. I will have recap of the game along with a look at the professional out-of-town scoreboard here on CCHN. Now moving up ice. Here's Pino, a shot that was blocked into the right circle, and the Chippewas gain control. Up with speed, there's a 3-on-1. Simon Selly over the line. Drop pass here for Cooper, who will get a shot. Blocked there as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Simon Selly, right corner out in front. Flynn couldn't get a stick on it. Now St. Andre gloves it down. He'll work to the right point. Walk the line at the high slot. He's got 3 Bulldogs on him. Now a pass over to Hayes. Hayes hesitates, scores! Charlie Hayes ripping one from the top of the right circle, and the Chippewas are up 5-1.
That's a great job by St. Andre to take away those 3 defenders, distract them from the other forwards, and that time scored by a defenseman, Charlie Hayes, in the open ice. Rips that one from the top of the right circle. That's a beautiful shot. Put it up in the top left corner past Zoko. Chippewas dominating in this one. This is their best effort against not only Adrian, but what they've had in months, and something coming off a 5-1 loss against Lawrence Tech last week. They've matched that score in favor of themselves, and they're taking it to the Bulldogs right now in the first game of this playoff. We're going to get a whistle here. Look out, Hayden Flynn.
And Flynn is hot after having a penalty called on him. He's going to jaw.
No, Flynn, get out of there.
Flynn, come on.
No.
He's going to get the extra penalty here. He
Yep.
went in and head-butted Joey Patterson.
Yep. And he might, they're going to talk about it too. Yep, that's but they're going to put Patterson off too here for that initial relay of actions in front of Zelko. Hayden Flynn still talking there on the bench. He's just got to calm down. Hayden Flynn has played excellent for Central to finish out this second half of the year. A player they absolutely need on that 4th line, and really not good scenario either way, anyway, to get into a player like that, especially not a headbutt. We're going to wait to assess the calls here. As Reagan mentioned, that could lead to an extra set of penalties here in favor of Adrian that could lead to a power play, but
I wouldn't be surprised if that's an extra penalty on Flynn, because he and Patterson were both going off initially for roughing in front of Zelko.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing wrong. Both get whistled off. That's fine. But it's the extracurriculars after the play that with Hayden Flynn getting into it with Patterson as they're both skating away. Patterson stops, goes in front too. Goes up to Patterson, starts headbutting him, and that I wouldn't be surprised if that gets him an extra penalty.
I'll tell you what, not even just the extra penalty, the stuff like this happening in a game where you're up, that's a problem for the Chippewas. We've seen them get hot in a few of these after whistle scrums. It's led to suspensions. It's led to key players being out of the lineup, notably Rydchuk, who's sitting for the game misconduct last weekend. Also tossed out in that last game against Lawrence Tech was Simon Selly and Porzo, and now they're going to send Hayden Flynn off here. That is not good at all. Hayden Flynn's going to leave this game. It's going to be a 5-minute penalty for the Chippewas here on that one, but that's so important because you cannot afford to lose any players in this playoff scenario. As with already a short line, McComas out, Rydchuk, you've had more players. Austin Whaley out of the lineup for the season. Not only to mention Kyle Chapman out, you need every player you can get. You cannot have this stuff happen after the whistle. The Chippewas just allowed it, but good thing they're dominating in this game right now because that's a huge loss in Hayden Flynn.
Yeah, and Flynn's going to get the extra 5-minute. In the box is Patterson, but...
And not only that, Reagan, this is going to keep Adrian on this power play, even if they do score. So right now, with their best shot of the game, if they want to have a comeback in this one, down by 4, Adrian will go to the power play.
They'll win the draw near his side. Here's Sansoni up top. Across, and it's back up top to Bennett. He's fanned on the slap shot, and now Kosnick picks it up. Kosnick will wheel and deal through center ice, but he's knocked around, and Evan Bliss picks up the puck. Over to Daniel Bennett, back to Evan Bliss. Bliss over the line, but he was stopped there by the reach of Kosnick, and will feed it across to Bennett. Bennett feeding it out in front for Wagner. A shot! Saved by Rolf, and the rebound is cleared to the point, but not out. Good keep there by Bennett. Down low across the way to Pino. Pino will hold in the corner behind the net to Patterson. Patterson across to Pino. Pino up top to Bennett. Bennett over to Pino. Pino top of the left circle, up top to Bennett. A shot! Good block there by Keegan Moore. He was about 2 feet in front of that slap shot, and with 4:03 to go in the penalty, Chippewas will clear it the length of the ice.
Yep, and not only that, Reagan, that block and clear will allow a fresh group of bodies out here and they're going to have this power play to end the period. Adrian will, no matter what. They're absolutely tiring them out. That's a great job earlier in that penalty kill by Kosnick to hold it on his stick. And look out, Julian Johnson, great work there pressuring.
Now, here's Sam Lewinsky cutting through center ice across that line. He'll work into the right corner. He'll hold up there along in the corner up the half wall near to Barrett. Barrett will work into the corner behind the goal line. Feeding it out in front. Good stick work there in front by Keelan Baker. And the job will be finished there by Gazdecki. Behind the net, Zelko will hold for his man. He'll leave it there for Sam Lewinsky. Lewinsky up the left wing. He'll pull up just in front of the Adrian bench and feed it out in front. Here's Barrett moving in, bottom of the right circle, behind the net, feeding it out in front. Now a one-timer, score! It's Dominic Somerville driving one past Thomas Rofe, and the Bulldogs on the power play with 1:19 to go here in the second are back within 3.
Wow, you want to hear a notable stat? Somerville with his first goal of the season, the defenseman, and his 24th start. What a job by him on that clapper from the high slot area. That was really a wraparound there from Briggs, and did a great job getting to that slot area. And I mean, that's just a great job by Adrian really to pressure. And like I said, they stay on the power play with that goal now still from the major penalty to Flynn, and really not being able to control the play. You're in trouble. You're not able to set up as well as you'd like in your own end. That one was just Adrian all over.
This is an all-you-can-eat power play for the Bulldogs, so they're still on the man advantage here. Couldn't be cleared out near side. Here's Sansoni into the circle, feeding it out in front, bouncing puck clear to the circle. Another shot there by Bliss went wide, and now up at the left point. Pinot couldn't keep it in, and it's back out to center ice on the stick of Bennett. Bennett gets it right back from Sansoni through center ice. He coughed the puck up. Now ahead, Owen Campbell across that line, in short-handed. Knocked from behind, he'll let a sharp Bengal shot go, though that might not have been the best decision as he had St. Andre right out in front. 34 to go in the period. Cleared through center ice, gloved down by Owen Campbell, who'll chase to the loose puck on the left side and poke it into the offensive end. 25 to go here in period number 2, 2:08 to go on the Hayden Flynn 5-minute major. Now working out through center ice. It's taken away there by Cooper and cleared the length of the ice. Great penalty kill here by the Chippewas.
Yeah, but you know what, Reagan? That goal is non-releasable because they do stay on this power play no matter what. Look out.
And they're just going to be offsides here as banging the boards there is Ryan Pinot, frustrated after that offsides call with 1.4 to go.
That's been happening to Adrian all night, Reagan. They try to enter these zones quickly. They just get one step too quick, and it leads to an offside. And every time they have to reset for the circle, it's not in their favor. Because right there you see it ends the period. That was a backbreaker. And, you know, Adrian's really going to go into the locker room. They're going to address the transition work, but they've got to be feeling good, getting back within at least now 3 goals in that one. Central with a dominating second period, scoring 3 in that one. And Reagan Cleves will have you more for the intermission report coming up. Stay with us. You're watching Central Michigan playoff hockey here on CCHN.
Welcome back here for the second intermission inside Midland Civic Arena. Reagan Cleaves with you here for the second intermission report. Taking a look at the scoring in that second period, was a lot more than it was in the first period. Joey Simoncelli got things kicked off just under the halfway mark of that second period, putting the Chippewas up then 3-0. Then it was then the Adrian Bulldogs got on the scoring with Matthew Barrett moving in on a breakaway. He was able to deke to the right and lift it over Thomas Rofe to bring the Bulldogs back within 2 at 3-1. However, the Chippewas would get a power play with Michael O'Connor going to the box at 15:31, and they would score right off that face-off. Charlie Hayes would let one rip, Jacob St. Andre would finish the deal with a great shot past Dylan Zelko to put the Chippewas up then by 4-1. Charlie Hayes made it 5-1 with a blistering shot from the top of the right circle past Dylan Zelko, made it 5-1 before Dominic Somerville powered home a one-timer from the top of the slot past Thomas Rofe. That was the last score, and that brings us to 5-2 at the end of 40 minutes. Some notable things happening in that second period of play. Hayden Flynn was kicked out of the game for headbutting in that put the Adrian Bulldogs on a 5-minute power play, which is where they stand now. Right now, they have about 2 minutes left in that man advantage. We've also had some stuff off the ice. Referees have not been super happy with some of the Chippewa scratches kicking them out of the arena. I honestly don't know why, but it is what it is. We've seen the referees jawing at players that have been undressed and off the ice, and I honestly don't get what it is, but we've been told they've been kicked out of the arena, so yeah, we'll go from there. Taking a look at the Chippewas were able to score on one power play. They go 1 for 2 on the night. The Bulldogs still have been unable, or have scored on one of their power play opportunities, which was on that 5-minute power play that they are still on right now. That Somerville goal was their first of the night on the power play. Wi-Fi situation's a bit weird, so we can't really pull up the out-of-town scoreboard for you here right now. So we'll step aside for now, but we'll come back with the out-of-town scoreboard before the third period. It's 5-2 at the end of 40 minutes. It's the start of the third period coming up next here on CCHN. Third period just about set to go down below us. 20 minutes on the clock, 1:46 to go in the penalty to Hayden Flynn. It is being served, I believe, by Andrew Porzondik across the way. I can't really
you know what?
see the number.
That's Darsh Kashyap serving that penalty out there, Reagan.
So it is. It's Darsh Kashyap.
And you know why I laughed about that?
Yeah, he's been he hasn't even touched the ice in this contest, and yet they put him off for the 5-minute major, which, I mean, for Darsh, this is his first dress as a Central Michigan Chippewa, so at least he gets on the score sheet for serving a penalty.
Hey, there you go. There's something, right?
Yeah, not many players get a penalty in their first dress. Bulldogs win the draw and send it around behind. Picked up there by Pino. Pino working into the circle. A shot. Ripped it high. Rebound. Loose in the slot. Comes free to the side of the net. Bounces into the far corner. Christopher Martin knocks his man down. He's in there with Evan Bliss. Bliss picks up the loose puck. Christopher Martin fishes it free, though. It bounces around into the right circle. Loose puck is cleared up to the top here by Bennett. He'll let a shot go. Blocked in front. Rebound. Pino, a shot. Blocked in front. Bliss fan on the shot. And Kostic will pick it up. Tried to pitchfork it out, but he couldn't grab it. Now it's free behind the net. Comes to the far side. Bulldogs wanting a penalty as one of their players fell down behind the net, but they won't get a penalty here as it's sent the length of the ice.
Chaotic first minute there. Really good chances for Adrian. Ryan Pino all over the front of the ice trying to get this team back within 2. And he's played well so far in this game, looking to get on the score sheet.
Now here's Bennett dancing around behind Thomas Rofe. Good work there by Brennan Martin, but his pass in front was deflected and almost went behind Rofe. Now picking it up, here's Matthew Barrett. Barrett behind, on the far half wall, moves it up top to Bennett. Bennett back to Barrett behind the net. Barrett works to the near side, 25 to go on the all-you-can-eat power play. Brennan Martin fishing it in the right corner. It's kicked free. Here's Bliss behind the net. Working there, he's going to try to cross goal, but he faked out the Chippewas defense and a great play there by Aiden Gazdecki to knock the puck back out to center on a centering feed.
How many Michigans have we seen now in ACHA? I mean, that has to be the go-to move, which, everyone's calling it, right? The Shechnikov or Andrei Shechnikov making it famous, the forward for the Carolina Hurricanes, and I mean, it's a not a quality move to make, I guess, in a time like this, down 3 goals, but I mean, hey, he tried it there. Didn't work out, but he tried it.
It looked like he was trying to fake out the defense. Now look out, here's O'Connor over the line. He'll let a shot that trickles in on Rofe, and he'll hold for a whistle.
I'll tell you what, Reagan,
with 18:06.
We've got the Michigan Wolverine team next to us warming up over here, and they were excited, yelling to see if they would actually try it. But
I mean, Bliss went down like he was going to try to pick up the stick on his puck, or the puck on his stick. Freudian slip there, pardon me on that one. Now, Keelan Baker throws it around the boards, kept in there by Wagner. It's taken away by the Chippewas, though, as they're back to 5-on-5. Now it's thrown up through center ice. Porzondik can't get around Joey Patterson. It comes into the corner and behind the net.
And, Reagan, this is the top group out here with Pino, Barrett, and Bliss. And they're without their leading scorer, Dominic Malone, for this game. So it's a struggle for them to fill in on that top line here. And look at another turnover for Adrian.
Simon Selly got the puck, drops it to Nadu in the right corner, throwing it around behind for Porzondik, feeding it out in front. That hit the side of the net and comes free into the right corner.
The boys got to get their feet moving here.
And Nadu getting tied up. Porzondik thought he had his stick held. No, it wasn't the call, and now Porzondik spins and throws a weak shot on Zelko.
Yep.
And the Canadian netminder will hold for a whistle.
Well, Reagan, it seems like here Central's, I was talking with Joel here as well, a little bit slow on this one. Adrian's coming out hot at the gate. They know they have to do a lot with a little time left in this game. And for Central right now, they're playing very lackadaisical. They know they're up in this game, but they have to keep the firepower on. We've seen when they've had big leads before, and they've dwindled it away. As look out, a shot there from Gibbs. And they need to keep the pressure up because it's so important with 17 minutes left. This is a must-win. This is a playoff game. This team, Adrian's not going to go away. They know if they don't win this game, this is their season. This is going to have to be the best 20 minutes for the Bulldogs, and they're going to play like it.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs, they're not in the top 16 right now, so their only chance possibly at getting into the 2022 National Tournament in St. Louis is to beat Central Michigan here tonight, but so far that isn't going very well for them. Now here's Sam Lewinsky getting pulled behind the net with Isaac Gibbs. Gibbs can't kick it free. It's tied up in the right wing corner here. Fished down to there by Burnett, and he'll move up ice, pressured by Campbell. Ahead, nice pass to Major. Major in all alone. Kick saved there by Rove.
Oh,
Major
he wanted a penalty there.
Major really couldn't get a shot off as he was slashed from behind. He feeds one out in front. It was blocked. Now behind in the right wing corner here. Digging in there is Austin Brinning. He'll get it up left point for Lewinsky. His shot was blocked away by Rofe. Now a centering attempt was cut off there by Martin. Then it sent the length of the ice. It was tipped, so icing is waved off.
I was going to say there, that's a great setup for Adrian Reagan. That was started by Barrett winning that corner draw, and it led to the breakout there. Central's lucky they got away with no penalty there.
And now Charlie Hayes, long cross-ice feed to Cooper, ahead to Kosnick. Kosnick lofted it to Campbell right in front. Somerville shut off his man, and it is held on to there by Zelko.
You know, that's a great block in front there on Campbell by Somerville. Scored earlier tonight, his first of the season, outright for Adrian to make this one a little bit closer for them, and that's just a great play. Now Adrian, is running full on their first two lines, trying to shuffle those groups out there because they know how urgent it is. Trying to get their top scorers out. As I mentioned, Dominic Malone out. They're trying to get Bliss and Bennett in front of the net, and it hasn't really worked out for them.
Winner of this game has to await to see who their opponent is, as tomorrow Lawrence Tech will play the lowest remaining seed, and the two middle seeds will play each other. And right now, Central Michigan could play everybody except University of Michigan Flint. It really depends on how the other games shake out later tonight. Now a feed up right wing over the line. Here's Pino. Pino had the puck knocked away. A spin around shot there by Barrett. Comes free to the near side. Working up the ice. Here's Julian Johnson over the line. Johnson cutting to the slot. A shot blocked there by Patterson on the rebound. Couldn't be cleared. It comes into the far corner. Patterson beat his man to it. Now Austin Ritter stepping into the corner with Alex Lasky. Patterson picked off a pass and tries to clear it out to center. Kept in with a kick there by Aiden Gazdecki, but ahead comes Zach Major. Major over the line. He'll let a backhand shot go by Rove, and he'll let it fall to the ice. And hold on for a whistle with 14:30 to go here in period number 3.
You know, I think Central's pretty confident in Thomas Rofe, Reagan, because they kind of just let Major walk right in there for the shot attempt. And like we mentioned, a little bit of a slower start to this period. I think Central is playing better in the last 3 minutes, but, you know, Adrian's dangerous. They can score on any chance here with a tip, anything.
Now winning the draw up ice, here's Jay Nadeau splitting the defense. He's in on Zelko alone. A shot, score! Jay Nadeau blistering the puck off the left post. Wow. And behind Zelko and the Chippewas are up now 6-2.
Are you kidding me, Nadeau? He absolutely went blue line to blue line there. Undressed, two defensemen, split them through the middle. That is a beautiful goal from the sophomore, Jay Nadeau, to really dominate this one for the Chippewas. Oh my goodness, folks. That one, we're glad you got. We hopefully got that one for you. We're experiencing technical difficulties right now on the video side. Jay Nadeau scoring on that attempt to put the Chippewas up 6-2. What a performance. Woo! And you talk about a team now that with a dominating 6-goal lead, they haven't won by 3 or more goals since that Oakland game, the first of that series, where they won 9-4 right now, leading this one by 4. And an excellent goal to start that one up from Nadeau. Really, that's a backbreaker for Adrian, who had some momentum in the last 6.5 minutes of this period. And with that one's a backbreaker for Adrian team that absolutely needed this one coming into tonight. The 4-goal game, this one's not over yet. Quickly over the blue line, here comes Adrian on the attack. Into the attacking zone behind the net will come Jacob St. Andre to take it himself with Jordan Cooper up the wing.
Here's Cooper feeding along near side to Simon Selly, who'll work into the right circle. Feeding it out in front, stick to side by Zelko, rebound behind the net. Simon Zelli picks it up across lane, thump to the boards, but Cooper moves it to Porzondik. Porzondik behind the net to Cooper. Cooper near side, a shot, bangle shot off the mask of Zelko and cleared out to center ice.
You know, Reagan, one thing I want to note, too, is the Chippewas noticed they were playing a little bit lackadaisical. Got to the net. Jay Nadeau said, I'll take this one myself, and just made that excellent move to get to the front of the net and undress the entire Adrian defense. And I'll tell you what, for a sophomore, the two sophomores, Nadeau and Porzondik, have really made their presence known on this Central Michigan team, where the upperclassmen have at times not had their best performances. They've stepped up and played well, and now both of those two team players have goals tonight.
Now we are going to...
Rather, Porzondik has a point, but nonetheless, we're going to have a stoppage here. It looks like the net came off its moorings, Reagan. Yeah, we haven't seen that too much tonight.
Yeah, it's been certainly a good night for the nets and their moorings down behind both goaltenders Zelko and Arof, but it also might have been a mask issue with Dylan Zelko. He took his helmet off to fix it. He took his helmet off for some reason, and maybe that's why the referees blew it down. Draw to Zelko's left is one up ice by the Bulldogs. Isaac Gibbs comes back defensively, gave it away though. Evan Bliss working in, a shot, save, the rebound. Pino denied 2 times there by Thomas Rofe.
Tell you what, that's Thomas Rofe's best save of the game there, Reagan. Twice saving that one after Gibbs gave that one up. And, you know, we haven't said his name too much tonight, Thomas Rofe, Reagan, but he's played phenomenal this regular season, and really he's a big reason why the Chippewas are looking to go as far as they can.
Yeah, Thomas Rofe has played absolutely phenomenal. He was one of the top goaltenders in the ACHA with with only a few games under his belt last season, but he was, I believe, number 1 and number 2, respectively, in goals against average and save percentage. And now they're going to negate that icing as the officials discussed that they got the that they got the call wrong. I thought it would have been icing, but we'll take a draw at center ice and not in the Chippewa end here. 12:15 to go here in the third period of play. Chippewas up 6-2 here off of a beautiful goal most recently by Jay Nadeau. Now Gibbs trying to split the defense. He's knocked down from behind, and Patterson rims it around the boards. Alex Lasky getting it to Owen Campbell. Owen Campbell had the puck knocked away from him by Zach Major, and Patterson controls. Up through center ice is Michael O'Connor. He sends it near side to Sansoni, who ripped one in on goal by Rofe. Here's Keelan Baker intercepting a pass, looking for a feed ahead. He's got Cooper over the line right side. It's a shot go, and that one goes directly up and out of play, but they're going to say it went off of an Adrian stick, and so it'll be in the right wing circle.
Adrian's going to send out once again their top group with Barrett out there, Bliss, along with Ryan Pino, and a couple of these players, Reagan, are going to be graduating this year. Adrian has 6 graduating seniors. Ryan Pino, the junior, talking with his father a little bit before this play resumed. And he's telling me that presumably Adrian could be looking at a new leadership group next year with their captain graduating, Bennett. And, you know, for a season where it was really up and down for the Bulldogs, an uncanny year, they're inching closer to the end of this one.
Bulldogs are able to get it out to neutral ice, where Jacob St. Andre will control. They'll be moved up through center ice. Keegan Moore across the way. Up ahead to Brennan Martin, or Julian Johnson, who tips it in. Zelko coming out of his net. He'll backhand that to Lewinsky. Lewinsky rims it around the boards, and a pass ahead. Here's Baruki, 2-on-2. Baruki feeding it out in front. Sticked aside there by Thomas Rofe. Here's Antonio Briggs-Blake. He had the puck worked away from him by St. Andre. Now St. Andre up right wing across that line. Little toe drag into the corner. Big hit, and that's going to be a penalty. St. Andre goes down in a heap. That is a dangerous play.
Yikes.
There by Sam Lewinsky.
Yeah, Lewinsky really just took him down in that corner, as you saw on your screen, and good to see Jacob St. Andre get up. St. Andre's taken a couple hard hits this year. He is one of the tougher forwards on this top group out there with Cooper and Gibbs and Campbell. And he took a couple of hard hits in the national tournament last season. I watched against Michigan in that game, and good to see St. Andre get up from a hard hit on Lewinsky, but it will be a power play coming up for the Chips for that one. And, man, that's a tough one to take for Lewinsky right now. talking with his father a little bit before this one as well. He was not expecting, but necessarily hoping for a better play result so far for him and his team. And right now, it just hasn't gone their way the last 8 minutes, and really this game. So it's going to be a cross-check officially called here.
I'm surprised it wasn't a boarding, as St. Andre was driven right into the boards. Numbers facing Lewinsky now out in front. It's cleared to the line and out past the outreach stick of Charlie Hayes. He'll play it back defensively with Brennan Martin. 10:06 to go here in period number 3. 1:28 to go in the penalty. Now a drop pass for Simon Selly. We'll feed it down low for Jay Nadeau, who'll let it go to Porzondik. Back to Nadeau, right corner. Up top to Brennan Martin. Across to Nadeau. Nadeau back up to Martin. He'll hit on fire. Shot blocked by Simon Selly. Rebound comes to Hayes. He'll let a race shot go. Flattered wide of Zelko. Now they pass it out in front, and the net has come off its moorings.
You know, Reagan, talked a little bit about Adrian's season this year. We just mentioned it's been a little bit of an up and down year. They've had a string of losses against Lawrence Tech, Grand Valley, notably their rivals Saginaw Valley as well as Michigan, but they've had some notable wins. Central Michigan they beat 3-2 on Central's ice. That game was December 11th, and they split that series, and they also split the series against Michigan recently in a 4-2 win, so I wouldn't say the season was a complete loss for Adrian. They're going to have, like I mentioned, the 6 graduating seniors, a new leadership group next year. And for Adrian, they'll probably be back better than ever next year.
Now Porzondik working down low. He got hooked from behind, but that takes him to the boards. Jay Nadeau finds a bouncing puck and sends it wide in the bottom of the right circle. Now Simon Selly picks it up across the way, stops at the left point. Up top to Martin, back to Simon Selly. Simon Selly working to the circle, a shot off the goal post. Rebound.
My. That's like the third time tonight, Reagan, they've put one off the post.
Here's St. Andre, high slot, down low to Porzondik. Porzondik couldn't handle it. Good defensive work there by Bennett. Here's Patterson, pinching his man to the boards. He'll get it out in front, kept in right point by Martin. Martin will let a shot go intentionally wide, comes off the end boards. Andrew Porzondik picks it up across the way, 18 seconds to go in the man advantage. Left point, St. Andre. He'll hold there, down low to Simon Selly, into the circle. He'll work in a shot, high and wide of the net. Now a rebound chance there by Jay Nadeau, and that goes wide. Up at the point, here's St. Andre. He'll work in a shot right on, save and the rebound. Loose out in front of Zelko. Spin around shot there by Simon Selly, went wide. Bulldogs are able to get it around to the far side. Here's Ryan Pino. Pino lost control of the puck, and now a miscommunication there. Ryan Pino steals the puck away behind the net. Christopher Martin in there working defensively. He intercepts the Pino pass, and with 8:13 to go, and we're back to 5-on-5. Martin will send it the length of the ice, but it was going to go for icing. Zelko came out of his net.
As you know, Mickey Redmond would say, Reagan, really good stuff. Central with pretty much every shot you can think of. Another one right there off Gibbs. And really, they're just playing absolutely all over the ice, fast in the forecheck, skidding around the net. Look out,
here's an opportunity. Working out, here's Pino in 2-on-1. He'll let a shot go, ring it off the iron, and it goes up and out of play. Lots of great opportunities for Central Michigan. He went off his
mask there, Thomas Rofe, with, I guess, a decent save, you can call it, from his head. But, I mean, Central's really just been all over that attack, getting into the low slot areas, ripping one just past wide, or ripping shots just wide, but great chances in front, really cutting well. This is a great effort, especially in a game they know they're controlling in Reagan. And they're not playing like this necessarily just for the win. They're playing in this style to prepare for what they will play tomorrow, because there could be a number of opponents they could play tomorrow. And I'll tell you what, they're looking notably at Lawrence Tech, that top seed, as if pending all of the better seeds win throughout the MCHC East tonight, they'll be the lowest seed and they'll have to play Lawrence Tech, Reagan, and they need to prepare to play their best hockey tomorrow to continue on in the tournament.
I think Owen Campbell's going to go off for a penalty here as he took down Evan Bliss, but no hard feelings between the two as Owen Campbell went over and checked on Bliss before he heads to the box. Actually, it's going to be Alex Lasky headed off. Owen Campbell still doing the good thing and checking on Evan Bliss here with 7:19 to go.
Well, Adrian 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. They've had, actually I should say 1 for 3 because, you know, the major penalty to Hayden Flynn. But, I mean, this penalty kill group has been solid for them tonight. They've got Keegan Moore back out there. We'll see what they can do.
Puck is free. Both number 7s go in, and the Chippewas' Charlie Hayes is able to beat Evan Bliss to the puck and send it back to the Bulldog line. Puck bouncing around at neutral ice, picked up here by Brinning. Brinning over the line, he'll feed it to Pino up top. A hammer shot there, and it was off the stick of Bennett, but it was blocked out in front. Here's Pino controlling along the half wall, working into the circle. A shot, he didn't get all of it, but it trickled wide. Here's Pino working around into the right circle. Worked from behind. Here's Keegan Moore. Evan Pino sent it down low. Who'll get it right back along the half wall. Up top to Bennett. Bennett let her shot go through traffic, and that was deflected up and out of play. With 1:04 to go in the penalty here. We've got 6-2 the score here, and Chippewas have 6:23 to go here in this third period.
You know, Reagan, we're talking about scenarios here for tomorrow for Central. We're looking at Lawrence Tech. You know, they have the bye as the number 1 seed in the MCHC East. They just had a dominant performance against Central. Who would you look for Central to play tomorrow if there was any team that you'd want to see?
If there's any, again, Michigan or Central Michigan can play every single team minus Michigan Flint, as they would be the lowest seed, and they would automatically play Lawrence Tech. Here's a shot saved by Thomas Rofe, controlled by Antonio Blank. I would almost look for Central Michigan, if there is going to be an upset and a seed below them were to win, I would almost look for Oakland to beat Saginaw Valley State in the game that's going on across the way here at the other rink here at Midland Civic Arena. But if it stands, and if there are no upsets, I would definitely most likely see the Chippewas getting a rematch against Lawrence Tech. Puck kept in the line here by Lewinsky. He'll move into the right wing corner. He'll shovel it down behind the net. Lewinsky picks it up. He'll work to the top of the slot. Let a shot go through traffic. Saved by Rofe in the rebound with 3 seconds to go. And the power play is covered up by Thomas Rofe.
Yeah, right. And you think about the top seeds. I mean, we've got on the slate of games, Michigan, University of Michigan, Flint, Saginaw, Oakland, this one, Central and Adrian. I mean, really, ideally you'd want them to play Michigan, but that's kind of not possible. But, I mean, Lawrence Tech, they did tie them early in that first game of that weekend series, Reagan. I think right now I'm enjoyed what I've seen as Isaac Gibbs takes a shot there. This has been really strong hockey from Central, not just because they've played on all fronts on the penalty kill. And look out, there's a shot there. That one's going to get negated there by Zoko. And, you know, what I'm getting to is they haven't had a game like this in a long time where they've really dominated, really saw themselves as the better team, and it's finally working out for them, and this will bring them momentum for tomorrow. So really, if you're Central, you've got to go through these top teams anyway. I would want them to play Lawrence Tech because that's a rebound game. They're obviously not happy about losing to them 5-1. They're going to be fired up going into tomorrow, no pun intended, and barring a miracle comeback by Adrian, they're going to cruise to victory in this one, and really will just give them some momentum for tomorrow. And yeah, you're looking at me like that, like a 4-goal. I mean, we've seen crazier. We've seen crazier.
Certainly have. Think back to, it was a much longer time frame, but the Boston Bruins back in 2013 versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. That crazy comeback.
I mean, I don't think so, just the way Central's controlled this game. But you think about the opponents they're looking to play, it's much bigger than Lawrence Tech. It's the national tournament and potentially looking at those top teams in the MCHC, Hope, Grand Valley. The question all year has been, can this team beat one of those two top teams? And we've certainly debated on it all season long, and it's probably changed throughout the year. And really, this is a team now that's going to look at that kind of stuff and develop the little things. Play the transition game better, get the forecheck going, get all 4 lines rolling like that off the
post. What a save by Zoko! He just robbed Isaac Gibbs on the back door.
Yeah, just a glove save there. I called it post, but wow, Zoko robbed him. Tell you what, Zoko's not giving up. He's staying tall for this one, and Central's happy about the effort on their bench. And, you know, it's really about development now, Reagan. And we say that in a playoff time where every game's a must-win. This is a development game for Central. This is one they needed off their toughest loss of the season. They're going to be feeling happy about this one.
Now look out, a bouncing puck comes back into the Chippewa end. Christopher Martin beating Zach Major to the puck. He'll play it defensively with Jacob St. Andre. St. Andre moves up. The defenseman turned forward, or the forward turned defenseman in this game. Sends it behind Isaac Gibbs near side. Gibbs holds it, working to the top of the right circle. Saucer pass across to St. Andre. Back near side for Campbell. He'll work in a shot. That was ripped high. Might have been deflected there by Jordan Cooper. Now here's Christopher Martin, right point, throws it down low. Near side Campbell. Campbell holding it there. Along the half wall, down low to Cooper. Cooper working behind the net, trying to feed it out in front. It was knocked away. And the Bulldogs will turn and fire at the length of the ice. It was a double minor on the captain. Now St. Andre faked the shot. Now he takes it. How is that not a tripping penalty? I am dumbfounded by that no call. Now St. Andre picks it up out on the right circle, hesitates, moves it on Zelko, trying to lift it.
It doesn't matter. St. Andre will find those scoring lanes no matter what. Look out, he's down on the ice. That's not good. He's back up finally. Oh, St. Andre just undressing people. And it really doesn't matter. He's such a tough forward when he needs to be, that he can take these hits, get to the bottom of the right circles right there, try to sneak it short side, as he always so commonly does. And you want to talk about a player that hasn't really seen too much action as of late in the scoring column, but right now with 2 tonight, St. Andre having one of his best of the season.
Now here's Charlie Hayes ahead on right wing to Jay Nadeau. Jay Nadeau enters the zone, throws it down behind the net, picking it up across the way is Somerville. Dominic Somerville is able to clear at the length of the ice. 1:07 to go on the double minor to Daniel Bennett. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Central Michigan up 6-2 here in this MCHC East Division Quarterfinal. Now look out, Brendan Martin drop pass to Simon Selly in off the crossbar.
No, my light the lamp trying to score there.
Now
brother.
Play to the near side, up top to Charlie Hayes. Let a wrist shot go, tipped in front, saving the rebound to the side of the net. Here's Simon Sully working behind the goal, into the far circle. He'll work to the high slot, working into the right circle, feeding on a pass out in front. And that was too far for Jay Nadeau. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Play to the high stick, but that's negated by Evan Bliss ahead on right wing. Here's Pino. Pino in a shot, saved by Rove. And he'll hold on with Evan Bliss coming and crashing the net. 1:26 to go in the third period of play. Central Michigan, at this point, looks like they're going to be moving on.
Hey, Reagan, who was your light the lamp?
I had Brendan Martin.
You know, it's a wonder that there's only 2 points on the light the lamp right now.
Oh, yeah,
that one's
certainly.
from Joe from Campbell's first goal to start the game. And this has been 5 different scores right now tonight for Central. And we'll give you that list in the postgame show coming up here, presented by CCHN.com. There's a lot to talk about in this one. And a lot of scoring from a lot of different lines.
Now Kosnick moving in behind the net. Penalty time winding down. Here's Lasky up at the top of the slots, feeding it out in front, bouncing around. Keegan Moore batted it into the far corner. He'll work it up top to Lasky, left point kept in there.
That is off its postings, and they're not stopping play. Or is it?
I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. The crease isn't very dark.
I thought I could have swore I seen that move, but it doesn't matter, really.
Now 45 seconds, and we're going to have
as a referee yourself,
penalty.
Reagan, do you just let it go in the last minute or so of this game?
Typically not.
I'm not sure if you want to pick that one up.
We apologize for the language if that's picked
Keegan
up across
Moore
the way.
Having a conversation there with a Bulldog across the way. And 45 to go.
Hayden Flynn was John at, I believe that was Zach Major.
So
Zach Major waved goodbye to Hayden Flynn, and Flynn responded with a nice season. And I think that's pretty appropriate here.
Well,
2 minutes, 2 minute penalties assessed to Alex Lasky here with 45 seconds to go. That'll put the Bulldogs back on a power play.
Yeah, Bulldogs in the power play and trying to end this one off a high note. They've had an up and down season. It's going to end here tonight in Midland, Michigan. In this first game, East quarterfinal. Central will move on to the East Division semifinal tomorrow night. We'll await the score of that one, who they play. Right now, Central closing this one out.
Bulldogs moving up right wing, 15 seconds to go here. Over the line, feeding it out in front. That was knocked away, and with 10 seconds to go, it'll come back out to neutralize. Teeing it up and firing in is Daniel Burnett, blocked away by Thomas Rofe, and that will do it as the Central Michigan Chippewas come into Midland and defeat the Adrian Bulldogs in the MCHC East Division Quarterfinals by a final score of 6-2. They will bring home a winner tonight to Mount Pleasant. We'll step aside. We'll have the post-game show for you right after this. It's final score 6-2, Central Michigan. Final score tonight, 6-2 in favor of Central Michigan. They will move on to the division semifinals tomorrow at sometime at 11:50 or 1:50 tomorrow. We await the scores on both games, but we will be back tomorrow for more action from Midland Civic Arena. Reagan Cleaves, Devin Sarabak here for the postgame show, brought to you by CMishIceHockey.com. Well, let's take a look back at that one for you here tonight. The Chippewas opened up the scoring just 55 seconds into the hockey game. Owen Campbell scored on a beautiful backdoor feed, and that got the Chippewas off and running.
Yeah, they did, and he'd get them off for 3 unanswered goals, 2 in that first period, continuing on to the second. Chippewas were firing on all cylinders in that first period. They really took the game. They took control of the game from the start, established their presence not only on the forecheck in the neutral zone on defense, and really made it a tough night for the goaltender Zelko, playing in his final game as an Adrian Bulldog in the final of his ACHA career.
Yeah, the Chippewas would get 6 separate scores on the score sheet here tonight. Central Michigan got goals from Campbell, Cooper, Simon Selly, St. Andre Hayes, and Jane Nadeau. So everybody getting in on the score sheet. And then Adrian had a couple of pretty goals themselves. Barrett on the power play with fed it out in front to Somerville with 18:41 of that second period, and it was a beautiful one-timer by Somerville that beat Thomas Rofe. But other than that, not a ton of offense for the Adrian Bulldogs here tonight.
Yeah, final shot totals 42-35 in favor of Central Michigan. Thomas Rofe saves 32 on 35 tonight. Zelko unofficially saves roughly 39 on, or 29 on, no, I was right, yeah, 39 on 45, but not a terrible night for him. Central just really on that forecheck was all over and creating the transition game and being strong on the power play, making it tough for him. They did everything they needed to do tonight, and that was a bounce-back game from their loss last week against Lawrence Tech, embarrassingly 5-1. This was a must-needed game for the Chips to win, Reagan, and it's going to give them some momentum tomorrow where they will play a much tougher opponent.
Yeah, they certainly will. It'll be either it'll be anybody above them, so it'll be Central. It'll be most likely, of course, Michigan Flint possibly wins in the game that's going down here, then they would be the lowest seed, and Central Michigan has a chance to play Oakland. But other than that, they most likely will play either Saginaw Valley State or Michigan, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The players to watch tonight, Andrew Porzondik and Evan Bliss, the only two notching on the score sheet here tonight. Both of them collected 1 assist. And Devin, you have our keys to the game.
Yeah, that I did, Reagan. My first one was to play as a unit. Coming off a tough loss where only one player scored, Christopher Martin, for them last weekend, they had to come off tonight and get all of their lines firing. The penalty kill group with Moore, Gazdecki, and Rychuk were phenomenal. That top group with Cooper, Gibbs, Campbell, and St. Andre filling in were phenomenal. And then the second line with Porzondik coming in along with Nadeau. Those guys had excellent nights, notching points tonight and goals and assists, and really they were firing from the start. That's the kind of stuff they need to have if they want to have a strong run. What wins you championships and what wins you playoff games is not the strength of your best players, but the ones that don't get noticed as much in the scoring column, blocking shots, making stuff happen at center ice in transition and turning pucks over. They did everything they needed to tonight on Adrian, and they played as a unit. My second key to the game for that one was to block shots in front. They were excellent on that, and on the penalty kill, keeping Adrian tonight unofficially 1 for 5 on that, and really a group that has struggled to stay out of the box all season with notable players out because of this. Rychuk, a couple of others, and taking bad penalties, right? It was a story we had tonight not to take bad penalties. They didn't do that for the most part and kept it good on their penalty kill when they needed to. My final key was to have fun and let loose a bit, because coming off that loss, we talked to in the coaches show before this, Tyler Cataline, about what he expected. They had a great week of practice. They were loose. They were having fun. They brought the Vesna Cup, their reigning champion Vesna Cup from 2020, to their practice, and they were staring at it all week. They knew the implications, and they let loose, and they had fun tonight. And I'll tell you what, when you score 6 goals in a hockey game and win in dominating fashion, that is having a fun night in my book. And for Central, they need it going into tomorrow, Reagan.
Yeah, taking a look at our 3 stars of the game. Andrew Porzanic comes in as our third star. He had 1 assist here tonight. He played pretty well.
He did. Now, he didn't record a goal tonight. He was all over the ice. He had some great chances in the low slot area off of feeds from Jacob St. Andre and Nadu. Just couldn't finish it. But Porzanic, now with points in 7 of his last 8 games, will be one to watch not only tomorrow, but throughout the rest of the playoffs for the Chippewas.
Yeah, second star tonight, Joey Simon-Selly getting a goal in that one. It was a pretty goal back in the third goal of the game, or the game-winning goal for the Chippewas here tonight. He's our second star. And Devin, who's our first star?
First star, Jacob St. Andre tonight here with a goal and an assist. St. Andre was phenomenal, and the leading goal scorer for the Chippewas, ranks top 5 in points all time for this team, has played in many games for the Chippewas, over 100 in his career. They needed a senior upperclassman like that to step up. He did just that tonight, and not only did he play great on the forecheck, he was winning transitions in the middle of the ice, skating up quickly, putting in the effort that we've wanted to see from him all year long, and he's picking it up now in the playoffs, and he's continuing his hot streak of goals throughout this season.
Taking a look ahead on the schedule for Central Michigan, they will play tomorrow, February the 19th, either at 11:50 or 1:50. They will play Saginaw Valley State or Michigan should Oakland or University of Michigan Flint win. They will play at 11:50 if they do that. If Michigan and Saginaw Valley State win, they will play at 1:50 tomorrow against Lawrence Tech University. And right now, the other game going on the other rink, Saginaw Valley State and Oakland, at last check, they were scoreless in the middle of the second period. Taking a look at our Light the Lamp, Devin, you had Isaac Gibbs. He, we believe, got 1 assist on the night. I had Brendan Martin. He didn't really touch the score sheet. Joe had Owen Campbell. He got a goal, the first goal of the hockey game. And then Tristan got his Light the Lamp. Charlie Hayes got a beautiful goal from the top of the right circle in this one. Taking a look, before we head off, we'd like to give our thanks to the Midland the staff here at Midland Civic Arena. They helped us out. We were in a pinch. I had forgotten to print off one of my sheets, and they allowed me graciously to print off, and they're just helping us get set up with the table up here and this great vantage point from the mezzanine here atop the ice surface here at Midland Civic Arena. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight, but we will be back tomorrow for the division semifinals. Until then, this is Reagan Cleaves for Devin Sarah saying so long from Midland Civic Arena in Midland, Michigan, as the Central Michigan Chippewas knock off the Adrian Bulldogs and advance to the division semifinals by a final score of 6-2. Thanks for watching and have a great night, everybody.
So long, everyone.